everyone. Oh. Ugh. I tried to scoot in my chair and move my entire desk instead. What a great start to the stream. Love that. How do you guys do it? Sadly, in our ongoing adventures of the bot versus the stream timer, the bot has once again lost this round. Regrettably. The bot has lost this round. So let's fix that and see if we can't get everyone in here. Give me just a second. This dude, hello. KJ, hello. How did I mistype that? Excuse me? There we go. Hello, Icarus. It is good to see you. Alright, hopefully people slip in soon. Apologies for that slow start. But, how y'all doing today? Chat, I have great news. For all of you, as much as for me. I have a new phone. We have upgraded from a old-timey Pixel to a Pixel 6 Pro. And what that means for us, chat, is incredible news. Because now I can record video footage in 4K if I want to. And that means video essays are gonna look pretty. Don't tell me, the bot lost by literally 30 seconds. We love that. We love that. But yes, the hope is over the next month I'm going to get a bunch of video essays out. So if you are part of the poor neglected YouTube crowd, I have not forgotten you. I promise I haven't forgotten you. Please don't hate me. And Matt, thank you for the 20 months of Tier 1. Holy moly. What a long time. Like, in a very realistic sense, that is a crazy long time. I can't believe we've been doing this for this long. Anyway, to Headness. If you could not guess from the title of the stream, we are fighting a big man on a tiny horse named Leonard. And we love Leonard, and we are going to try to avoid hitting Leonard, while, you know, fighting Radahn. It'll be a good time. Anyway, Matt, we appreciate you anyway, and hopefully you can escape the thesis mines briefly this summer. First week of August. Be in touch. But yes, what do you say we hop into it without further ado? And then we'll see if we can do better at this fight. Alright? So, once again, hello everyone, and welcome to Ludo History. My name is Adam, as always, and we are going back to Elden Ring, starting off by fighting Radahn to get everything going up, and then hopefully I think pushing on into Nokron, the Eternal City, to get a look at some of that. I also know that there's some neat architecture in the Palace of Blood, but I don't actually know how to get there, so we'll see. We'll see what options open up to us. Because we've only got, I think, a couple weeks left of this, because while I do love the game, I am running out of things to say about it, and that's not good for a historical playthrough. So, regardless, for today, if you missed any of the stream, the VOD will be archived on Twitch for 2 weeks and YouTube after that. If you're watching the VOD, we see you, we appreciate you. If you want to come join us live, we do a variety of games every week, including currently an incredibly fun playthrough of A Forgotten City. And we hope you will join us for some of those at some point. If you really, really like this, do make sure you follow, subscribe here on Twitch, and or tell your friends, because that support really does help a lot in order to keep this stream running and keep letting us do more and bigger things. But now, let us return to our maidenless existence in Elden Ring. Whee! This time, we are going to summon friends. Because there are so many people we can summon. Oh, hell. That did not take long. I thought he was going to shoot. He sniped me! I thought he was going to shoot the big one. I thought he was going to... This is a bad omen, chat. I hate to say it, I think this might be a very bad omen. To head us, we got inside of the capital, but we did not enter the capital. I rolled through that. I disagree. I disagree. There we go. Ow. I agree that I did not roll through that. Heck. This is gonna be one of those days. This is gonna be one of those days, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Well. Chat, are you able to hear the truck backing up outside my window? My apologies if you can, I can't do anything about it. Could you not, Radahn? I know you have another... Go on, Alexander. Ow. Done? I believe in Alexander Warrior. Oh hell. As long as I don't feed, I believe in Alexander. Where's Blythe? I really want to get Blythe in on this. There we go. Patches. Even Patches is in on this. Let's go. Oh, I can't summon my... Alexander has died. Well, this is terrible news. This is worse news. You just gravity weld me. Alright. Ow. We're fine. Nope, we're not fine. I had no way to escape that. I had no way to escape that. Fun. Progress. Wait, did Patches actually just run away? Oh, that would be so funny if Patches just ran away. I didn't pay attention, but I would love that. Oh, you summoned and then returned to his world. You're too slow. Oh great, I can actually just summon them from horseback. That's actually big. Ow. Heck. Don't have a thing for Torrent. Torrent, you're just gonna have to be good, okay? You're gonna not let Torrent get hit. There we go. Get hit. Damn it, Blythe is standing right there. No, Leonard, don't do me like this, Leonard. Wait, I just summoned a Finger Maiden? Excuse me? Ah, hell. That's not the right thing. Hell. Great Laser Shard. Thank you. Oh, heck. I ran out of things to... I ran out of things to heal, or to do that with. Okay. Strategy. I don't know. Is he gaining health every time I summon someone? I feel like he's gaining health every time I summon someone. Let's try this one without any summons and see what happens. No? He doesn't gain any health? Okay. Okay, well then there's no harm in just going for it. Oh hey, there's Blythe. Ow. Ow. Damn it, that's the wrong thing. Wait, what? Heck. Heck. stunned him. Hey, get off your horse! Get off the... Nice spyglass usage. Freaking high value spyglass usage off that. And I'm a magic glint blade now instead of... Oh, heck. What? Run? Where's the... Too slow. Ah, that's not... Those aren't going to be hits. And that's it for that, so, no more horse. Ow. Hello? I rolled through that, that's fine. I guess. Good lord. This is a crazy fight. I thought, oh, I'm out of oomph. Oh, that's bad. I didn't realize I was completely out of mana. Okay, we've got a Flask of Wondrous Physics, because that's what I've got left. Excuse me? Olive. You are... Genuine question here, how do you describe your own historical interest in playing a game like this? That is an excellent question, Pizzicato. And one that is very, very helpful, and we'll see if I can get a coherent answer during this attempt. So, there's kind of a twofold aspect, to my interest in this sort of game. Right, because naturally, fantasy is, in a somewhat literal way, not history. And as a result, the information that you can actually get from it is sometimes, you know, weird. But the first part of this interest is just that good, bad, or indifferent, a lot of what we think of as historical comes to us from fantasy. Like, that's just... that's part of the vibe. Interesting. Doubly interesting. That makes 2. That makes twice now. I've had the Pentagon Torrent just absolutely ruined. Let's do that, so I can do this. And then I die. Okay, so, we got one explanation in. You know, in this whole time, we got one explanation in, right? That is, people's perception of the past is shaped by fantasy. Thereby, by looking at what fantasy is popular, we can see what things are potentially impactful. Not guaranteed impactful, but potentially impactful. The second reason, though, is often I find that there is actually a twofold bit of understanding that comes from studying things that are, at least in theory, fantasy. Oh, come on. Don't be like this. Why? Why are you still on bow? There we go. Oh, heck. Heck. So would the Odyssey and the Iliad be examples of this? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me finish that second part first, and then we will turn to that question. So, right, there's this twofold really fun relationship where fantasy, because it draws on history despite itself not being historical, often ends up saying interesting things about the past. Right? Actually, let's get on horse now. Run up here. Don't need patches, need glide. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Heck. Get you. Oh, you are still laser focused on me, aren't you? 1, 2. Come on, get over here. Alright, maybe not that far over here. Jeez. Radahn, please. Jeez, Radahn. You don't need to be like this. You don't need to be like this. He has so much reach. Okay. So an example of what I mean when I say that history and fantasy end up commenting on each other is really clear in what we've talked about in this game. So, right, we're going to actually turn around from looking at here, from looking at this, you know, classic fantasy super battlefield. If we instead just look up the cliff at the top of the elevator, there's that super elaborate castle that, you know, is inspired by historical castles. Right? Obviously it's a bit excessive, but the thought here of, right, you might have something like Tintagel in Cornwall being a reasonable comparison point. And that is just... Or, you know, all the shipwrecks out there being relatively either super late medieval or early modern. Right, all these things are part of how the fantasy is constructed, but has reference to real world history and reference to how I guess fantasy or tells us something about what we think the fantasy is supposed to be like. Heck. Alright, patches. And there's the space. God, they follow me so much. Okay. There we go, there's two there. Radahn! There are like 5 other people for you to be looking at here. What are you doing? I know I am far and away the scariest. But like, come on. But yeah, basically, right, to sum up reason 2, it is that not only do we learn about fantasy, or learn about the lore of a specific fantasy through understanding real history, it goes the other way too, right? Careful study of that history helps us understand. Nay, damn it. Just gonna stand underneath him. Oh, we're in space now. Oh, he's in space now. Hack. 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 Oh god, I'm landing, he's running. I couldn't roll. I couldn't roll. It didn't give me a chance to roll. Boo. That's okay. We are getting closer. This fight does feel super anime. But yeah, now to the other half of that question, right, would examples of these fantasies that use history, and help affect how people imagine history be like the Iliad and the Odyssey? I'd say the relatively spicy take here is yes. And I don't think that's so necessarily a shock to say that that's spicy. But I also don't think it's a shock to say that that's right. There we go. Get over here. Yeah, look, when that guy just is zooming like that, I don't want to be... Ah, hell. Once again. Cool. Good job, team. Good job, team. Yeah. Thank you, Pizzicato. Frost answering while battling this guy? Yeah. Anyway, right, I'm not done yet, because, right, the Iliad and Odyssey are obviously really weird here, because to call them a fantasy story feels a bit weird. But at the same time, they're clearly a historical fiction story. Right? They are written down some 7 centuries... Well, they're written down even later, but, right, they're composed sometime, from my understanding, around the 700s BC. And the Trojan War is supposed to... Okay, I just went too soon. That's unlucky. But... Right, they get composed in, like, the 700s now. Well, that's kind of an issue, because the Trojan War, such as it is, you know, not actually a historical event, spoilers, but anything that war that took place in the, you know, 15-layer deep side of Troy took place in, like, 1000 BC, between 1200 and 1000 BC. And just, like, that's not an event that one can look at that and go, oh yes, right, this is a recounting of history. It's a recounting of historical fiction. Heck. Oh, that was nearly very bad. And he's gonna do the big one now. Get out of that. Get back in there. Come on, hit. Ah, how is that not a hit? Well, that's probably bad. That's alright, I'm not worried about that, so... I have not found a good solution to this. I have not found a good solution to that. Oh, come on, I stepped through that. Oh, I don't have that set up. Duh. That explains why I couldn't step through that. Oh heck, it's that space. That space. Run. We're just gonna run the old-fashioned way. This is fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's not fine. Would Romans of the Three Kingdoms be a good example? It's another one. Yeah. Yeah, there are... Right, there's a lot of these things that are like pre-modern fantasy-ish things. Right, I wouldn't call them fantasy, because there's like a specific... The thing that's difficult about fantasy is that fantasy is like... in some ways, a particular phenomenon that is only that only really makes sense to talk about as emerging in the, like, late 19th or 20th century. And then there's other ways in which, you know, it makes perfect sense to be talking about fantasy as something that exists in pre-modernity as much as in modernity. Right? Because a lot of what we think of as, like, classics of fantasy are specifically responding to industrialization and the romantic sort of attempts at I guess responding to industrialization and thank you. Oh god. Torrent, you nearly got me killed there. I should totally be able to get 2 off of that. There we go. One and 2. Ah, heck. Alright. That's alright, we got up to space. So that's doing already way better. Both of those missed? How did both of those miss? Oh, miracle? Literal miracle activation? Seriously, those both missed? Hey, you can double jump over them. I didn't think I was gonna make that jump. That's cool. Let's maybe get the squad up, because everyone's dead. Maybe let's take a look at that. Come on, get up. Who are you even fighting down there? Who is the single one that... Is that close enough? That was close enough, thank goodness. Okay. But yeah, I suppose what I mean when I say that, like, fantasy is only a possible product of, like, the 19th and 20th century is, right, Lord Dunsany, Shelley, Byron, Tolkien, you know, a lot of these people who bring up a decent chunk of what we think of as the start of fantasy are only able to do that knowing, like, industrialization is a thing. Well, that's bad. Well, that's bad. I have literally no magic left. Okay. Do any good text come to mind about this whole thing? Oh boy. Not off the top of my head. Honestly. Right, there's some scholarship on, like, early fantasy. Actually, I know there's, like, a whole field about it. I just am not super familiar with that work, and so I don't want to speak out of turn. A lot of what I, look at is sort of, scholarship. Boo. We're gonna do that. A lot of what I'm drawing on here is scholarship that looks at the reception of medieval stuff. There's some really great things. Let's see, Echoes of Valhalla for specific Norse context is a book I particularly enjoy on that. For broader medieval, oh gosh, what's the name of it? I mean, you could look at like Blood and Mistletoe for specifically Celtic context. For that, there's... Yeah, I don't remember other ones off the top of my head, I'm so sorry. But the point is basically, right, all these things are drawing on and receiving a medieval past, and that reception super matters, but, right, without that reception modulated by the context of romantic nationalism, stuff by, like, William Morris, and the increased idea of, like, a pan-Germanic identity, and then the response to industrialization. There's been so much scholarship on Tolkien about his response to industrialization and his dislike for industry. That, right, fantasy as we think of it is a product of those, and is the descendant of those. But for, like, pre-modern, like, fantasy-ish elements, I mean, you've already highlighted a bunch of great primary sources, because all of those fit into that. And there's been any scholarship on, like, monstrosity in any of those texts, or the supernatural in those, is going to have relationships to fantasy, right? So, in, say, I don't know, you could think of, I guess, something like Grettis Saga, to use a Norse example, because I will always use Norse examples, it's what I do. I want to see if I can do something here. Oh, not what I wanted to hit. So, hopefully that gives a couple starting points. A really great place to start, actually. Paul Sturdivant, I think, is working on a book is working on a book about Dungeons and Dragons and medievalism, but his site, The Public Medievalist, I know has some really great work on reception studies and medievalism that you might find useful. Going back to the initial question, right, there's a big element of illusion to it. Absolutely. I mean, while we're talking about it here, illusions of history, or allusions to history, and the consequences thereof. Right, we are in Redmane Castle, which is Radahn's castle and bastion, and yet, listen to it, there is not secular music here. God, all of that, and it still wasn't nearly enough. Sorry, chat, we're gonna abandon the boss fight for a split second here, just while I take on, find some place I can stand to go grind up a few runes, because Radahn is ruining my day, but I am only one level away from Loretta's Great Bow. I am one level and int away from Loretta's Great Bow, and so I just want to grab a bit of souls in order to be able to, you know, deal with those. Have I fought the duo of Crucible and Misbegotten? I have not yet. I have not fought a lot of things. You feeling okay? Sorry. Greg, are you feeling okay? What is your problem? Ow. Understood. Have a nice day. Occasionally you just have to beat them up a bit. Apparently. I don't know what I expected from a guy who, like, munches on death regularly. This feels predictable. But you know. Good on him. Good on him. He deserves a... That walloping was probably good for his benefit. It's funny that he's called a beast clergyman. God, actually, he's a... Pizzicato, he is a great case of illusion, in a way that you don't necessarily expect. Because, right, there's obviously so much historical illusion. In Redmane Castle, you know, we had, Gregorian chanting, which is an allusion to action, though admittedly also kind of bad, relatively bad Gregorian chant, but which is an allusion to church music, and therefore, I guess, an identifiable, Ow. That's a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage. Cool. Well, we better recover those, otherwise I'm gonna be really mad. But right. A reference to medieval church music with its own complicated set of symbolic meanings. And then a different type of illusion that really matters when playing this sort of game comes in with Gurranq. Right? Gurranq, you could argue, is a historical illusion. I think it would be reasonably well grounded. But you can also read Gurranq quite understandably as a reference to Bloodborne and to the entire beast clergy existence in that game. Ow. Ow. Heck. No, don't. Stop it. See? Stop it. Hey, you didn't die? Hello, hello. The vulgar militia strike again. They sure do. I'm sure not a fan of it. They're mean. They're all meanies. They hit so hard. You see nothing. Okay, I think you see something. There we go. A little book called The Norse Myths That Inspired Final Fantasy? Yeah, I've heard good things about that book. I don't think it's a Norse specialist that wrote it, but that's okay, not everyone needs to be a Norse specialist. Look at that! Okay, there we go. We've got all of the souls I wanted. Oh, let me... Who am I in combat from? Who? Is it Garank? Is Garank still aggroed on me? Oh, I'd be so mad if it was that Garank was still aggroed on me. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. This is what I want. That's all I wanted. One more there. Because we memorize spell, we get rid of you, we get rid of you. Oh, wait, I still can't use it? What do I need to use Loretta's Grape? Oh, I need 26 to use it. Crap. I thought I only needed 23. Boo. Boo, boo, boo. Okay. That's okay. I leveled mind, not int. It also doesn't matter because I'm not gonna hit the thing anyway. Right, I'm not hitting the point anyway. So that doesn't matter. But, we're gonna keep just those 2 spells on me because I don't actually need any others. Right, here's the thing. I don't actually need any others. The important thing is I now have 2 more,
The festival is nigh. General Radahn.
2, sorry, words. 2 more cerulean flasks? Oh, I have to talk to him again, don't I? Boo.
Defeat the general, claim glory, and grab that great rune.
Okay.
Are you good at the festival?
Yes.
Begin.
Thank you.
Before
Cutscenes
we
again.
begin, allow me
Yes,
to
yes, we saw it last
But
time.
now,
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna roll him this time, because I don't actually need heals that bad. I instead mostly needed just more spellcasting. Right? I needed a chance to do more spellcasting, and a way to do that spellcasting more safely. So, we have solved our problems. We have solved our problems. And we're now going to roll him. I also don't mind that I leveled mind there on accident, because leveling mind on accident means more focus points, which means more casting, which means more damage. Okay. Now that we are an hour into stream and have made exactly 0 progress, let's see if we can beat him up this time. You know? Very Mike. Obviously, he talks about how cool Radahn was for hours. This is a good storytelling tradition. There we go. So, another turn from theory of, you know, this whole thing to different part of the question. What were actual historical tournaments like? Spoilers, not this. Though in some ways this is not really that far off. So right there could be a whole bunch of... Oh heck. Ah, you whiffed. Yes, yes. Oh, I want to back up, because that's going to hurt. There we go. Alright, got me 3 whole thing attacks in there. These should all come out. Ah, heck. That's alright, we'll heal off that. And we should be able to cast twice, because he's not aggroed on me. He still isn't aggroed on me. Why is he not aggroed on me? This feels weird. There we go. Ah, nope. I should just accept that I don't have the ability to do that. I am not close enough. I am still not close enough. Oh, that's space. Run. Run. Phase 2. First things first, let's get more people up. Well, first things first. First things first, where is he? There we go. Okay, also, what makes him cast these rocks? When and how does he cast these rocks? That's the thing that scares me the most. Oh, there they go. Boom. So, well, yeah, I said nothing useful the entire time about that. Let's try that again. Real-life medieval tournaments. So, medieval tournament culture, really kind of gets underway, oh heck, in the kind of 13th century. There's definitely vestiges of it earlier, as, right, like William the, kind of post-Carolingian, Frankish knights absolutely participate in tournaments, but really it gets going by the higher later Middle Ages. And I mean, they are extremely cool, let's be honest. Because there's a wide variety of stuff, and the thing that's so interesting about them is that they are not solitarily one thing for one group of people. They are the social event of the of really the year. in most contexts. So you'd have largely, I think, two particularly common types. So the first type would be the kind of 1v1 classic jousting thing. That is itself, you know, fine and good. But oh, we are already in space. Well, that's going good for us. Good job, team. No. William Marshall built up a lot of his early reputation in the Battle Royale. Exactly. Live, if you could draw some of this aggro, that would be cool. Oh god, he spin to wins. What was that? But yeah, right, the other type of tourney, right, you have this 1v1 jousting tourney, this very familiar style to us from pop culture. That is not the only type that there is. Not by a long shot. Not even close. There are tournaments that are entirely melees, right? There are tournaments that are partially melees. Even the latest, or even like the most famous tournaments of historical fiction, those of the Arthurian Knights, have these big long sections that are melees, and so dehorses so-and-so, and then they steal someone else's horse, they put him on top, and this is this big negotiation of chivalric honor. Oh. Yeah. That was a star crashing, and that's probably bad. Hey, look at those horned helmets. So we may have done a bad chat, but I do really like this idea of a festival to honor by means of violence one specific hero. I mean, also the point is to kill a hero, and, you know, deaths did happen. Deaths happened all the time. Alexander, you're not looking so hot.
Ah, hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, am nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward, and as such, I can hardly stand
Don't be like that.
to face one such as you.
Don't be like that. Alexander. Alexander, don't be like that. We summoned you twice, and you were good both times. We love you anyway.
But don't you think I've given up just yet.
That's the spirit.
As luck would have it, there's a veritable mountain of warriors' bodies right here. If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time. And you know, the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the Shattering? The greatest of all wars. Just you wait and see, friend. I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait when next we meet.
Alexander, I fear for your sanity. Friend, I hate to say it, I do kind of fear for your sanity.
The bodies. Who could expect any... Just you wait.
I'm worried. Anyway. So yeah. These melees are sometimes even things that commoners can participate in and parody and make fun of. There's a lovely Middle English poem called The Tournament at Tottenham, which tells of a melee over all the locals of or all the menfolk of this parish over the mayor's daughter. And remember, all the single men are eligible to participate, and so 3/4 of the people who arrive, their wives have to drag them home. Of course. But yes, tournaments are exceedingly dangerous, because, you know, unsurprisingly, when it comes down to it, you are whacking other people with weapons, and that is bad. So lots of people die, or get broken bones, or get otherwise battered. But this is the casualty rate is still way lower than actual battle, and so when possible, you know, you want to use a tournament to solve your problems instead of using not a tournament. You know. But yeah, well, obviously, as far as I know, this structure of all versus one, basically, come all who may, is not attested outside of literary convention. I love it anyway, because this is not history, this is fiction, and this sort of big, right, a giant who challenges all comers, is an extremely Arthurian thing. Right, in the actual Morta Arthura, right, you have Arthur in Francia fighting a giant. You've got, in Mallory's work, you've got a ton of stories of a giant guarding a castle, challenging all comers. And it's great. So this is exactly in line with that vibe, and so I don't have a lot of critiques of it. Now we get a free nitpick. The giant weapons here, or more specifically, the helmets on top of them. Because, yeah, look at those horned helmets. So clearly what they're doing here is they're signifying ancientness, right? I think that's pretty obvious as to what they're trying to do. Just be like, oh yes, these are ancient weapons from ancient times that did an ancient battles anciently fought. The way in which they are doing that is by having Norse-style conical helms with horns strapped on them. Right? You can see it's got the nose guard and everything. Let's see if I can get... Good look at one by the power of spyglasses. So, this style of helmet is not a thing. It is a lazy shorthand that I don't like. If you want to do a horned helmet to signify ancientness, I am actually cool with that. I am actually very much cool with using horned helmets to signify ancientness. But use the correct type of horns. The Bronze Age horned helmets we have really fine, delicate horns that don't curl sideways, they curl forward. The closest we get to this are like on the Sudden Hue helm and the Tor cylinder plates, where we have these big weird helms with horns on them. depicted, and it's not clear what those are for or what they are doing. What's clear, though, is that this is the Wagnerian tradition of the Viking horned helm and the ancient Germanic people to signify oldness. As far as that goes, that's whatever, but also, yeah, I find it lazy shorthand and will nitpick it. It's much more akin to Marvel's Loki helmet, yes. Also, what's this? Oh, that's just a teleport back. Anyway, Blythe, what's up?
Ah, good. I was waiting for you. Oh, what a sick way to fight, eh? The glory of the clash is shared. By
Also
Radahn
you.
And you.
You did some of it.
Did you see that afterwards? Falling star right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokran, where Ranni's fate will be decided.
Uh-huh.
Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth.
Great.
We'll take up our swords once more. For Mistress Ranni.
Great. Let's actually go do that. After we read inventory. We have 3 remembrances now. Remembrance of Godric the Grafted, hewn into the Erd Tree. Power of his namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader, or it can do a bunch. Fieldman sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. Blah 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 blah. In her youth, Renala was a prominent champion who charmed the academy with her lunar magic, becoming its master. She also led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. Members of Starscourge, Radahn. The Red Lion General wielded gravitational powers which he learned in Celia during his younger days. Also, he would never have to abandon his beloved, but scrawny steed. We love it. I don't actually want to level quite yet. I want to go over here. And then where the heck did it hit the earth? Like, where the heck did the star actually hit the earth?
Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable
This dude,
spellblade.
A Nice Tale gets the vibe of tournaments beautifully.
Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling.
Is he not doing well?
Like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside. Breaks them.
I take it he's not doing so well?
Always good to see you safe. Son, Dee was telling me that he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
Mark of the Centipede? Though, I feel like we're supposed to know who that is. And I, turns out, do not know who that is.
I had my doubts, but look at you. Only once before have I seen 2 great runes together. Look there, the fingers
I hate
shining
that.
with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished.
I hate that.
The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now, seek the Erd Tree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
Thank you.
Now, become. Queen Marika, a god after the grim.
Yes, yes.
Marika's trespassed, but even in shackles, confer great rules to become the finger now.
Exciting. We could get all of Radahn's gear. We could get her hat. That is a hat out of 10. I mean, I wasn't not gonna get this, obviously. Godfrey the First and his beast region, Saradosh. Maybe I don't need anything more here. Maybe I just want the hat. Like, Radahn's hat is okay. But we know the Queen's Crescent Crown is where it is at. We'll grab this. We got the cash for it. And then we could get the power from the Remembrance. The Carrion Royal Scepter, which we don't have, any oomph of that. Also, 70 int to throw the moon at people. Like... 70. Don't have nearly the strength for that. Don't have nearly the stats for that. Don't have nearly the stats for that. Okay, well.
Now go let the work.
That's fine. Our outfit is still pretty good. I'm sorry, well this is okay. Greatly increases int to the detriment of HP and stamina. I see what you mean. Would up that into 29. Or, you know, I could not. And instead, wear a hat. Yay! God, we are beautiful. Look at us. Do we have anything nicer to wear on this front? This is the way, chat. Oh my god, we are so fancy. I love us. Okay. 3 useless things. Those are all useless to me. This is fairly useful, though. Don't need any of those, I got plenty. God, look at how cool we are. I can't get over this. We do have... however, a couple of takes that need to be answered. We need an ice-cold take and a spicy take, and of course you saw the drinking from the Hell Hydrate. So, Let's see. It's probably not, that... Oh no, I don't know what's not controversial about the game at this point. Right? Besides game good. Because obviously game good. That doesn't tell us anything.
Well, wonderful. You are a worthy fellow tarnished indeed. Make the journey to the capital, Leyndell, that lies to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd Tree. The Two Fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring, for we are tarnished. And we must answer the call of grace. Morgoth the Grace-Given is Lord of Leyndell, the capital city. It lies at the foot of the Erd Tree, in the east of the Altus Plateau. But the Two Fingers forbid us from venturing there, until we've acquired enough great runes to repair the Elden Ring. Set your sights elsewhere for the time being. The Veiled Monarch can wait. Is that potion Melody Celevis? I suppose he's up to something again. Oh, I won't interfere. The Round Table has no code to speak of. But I ask you this. Are you really going to do the bidding of that twisted dolly botherer? Or would you rather hand that potion to me and see if we can't get one over on the bastard? Well, I won't force you. If you want to do that dolly botherer's bidding, that's up to you. Not that I could fathom why you'd want to.
Thank you. Okay, so we could troll. We could troll. Which is excellent. I appreciate that for us. But we need to think of some things that are some controversial and a little bit less than controversial.
Greeting. Are you here for Spirit? I need to warn you about something.
Yeah?
A little while ago, someone started lurking in the wing on the opposite side of the round table. And I can hear, from all the way over there, the howling and wailing of spirits in fear of a curse.
Cold take finger poke creepy. True.
Twisted
Cold dirt take turtle poke based.
Plethora of spirits in an unceasing cacophony. I can't even imagine. How much suffering inflicted to who knows how many souls. Not even the grafting caused anything like this to happen. You should keep your distance.
I take it that's a warning about the dung eater?
Please.
I take it that's referring to the dung eater. And
well, I took you for no match.
Yep.
Lay out your arm.
Yep. Strengthen armaments more. I can't strengthen them more. Oh no. What's the point of this if I can't strengthen the things I want to strengthen? Boo. Boo. That's alright, we'll upgrade that, we'll upgrade that. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. That's all fine. FromSoft Pope fights when? Great question. Great question. But let's hang on. Actually, there's more things to do in here now, isn't there? Peter, is there more things to do in Redmane Castle? While I am leveling up, etc. Because I bet I can find something suitably spicy in and around there. But we want that back on. I want that back on. And that's about it. Honestly, that's kind of all we want right now. Because we got a delayed hit, a basic thing, and a snipe. After we talk to Jaren again, then reload, it'll become full of stuff. That's great to hear. Blythe can wait. Blythe can wait for just a little bit longer. Because while he is cool, and I appreciate Blythe greatly, I want to test out my weaponry in a situation other than Nokron. Because, you know, messing with Nokron could get real messy real fast. I'm not sure I want that. I'm not sure I want that from you. Oh boy. We also have redemption of a design diatribe, which, for anyone who does not know, is you will get 5 to 10 minutes of me getting to just talk about a design on the history of, or in the intersection of history and this game, whatever game I'm currently playing, on a topic of your choice, as long as it fits that requirement. From the last spot, you want the bridge over at Hate? Alright. The Bridge of Sacrifice? Then, why don't we do that first? We'll find our spiciness, we'll find our unspiciness, and our design diatribe all at the same time, okay? And then we shall return to the questions. And seek to understand what on earth any of that means. So, chat, it will take a second to set this up because I was not expecting to get this, but design doc, you get to see the meta. Oh no. Oh no, so much meta. And the music cuts out, because of course it does. And with a bit of luck, we don't have the eternal burials too far. Okay. We shall instead capture the correct window to have a Google Doc. Zero. There we go. Glad we finally got there. Let's also set on some music, because evidently it won't be active while I am talking. So, we're looking at the Bridge of Sacrifice. And its historical references in Elden Ring. Right? We'll see if we can't get to at least one thing very controversial in this interpretation and one thing very not controversial. But first things first, give me a sec for music. Okay. So, we're going to need to click back and forth between windows a little bit here in order to take a look at this. Gosh. I am now looking into space. So let's take a look at this. What am I actually seeing here? The biggest thing that strikes me, right, Stefan, is this the correct bridge? Just first, let's be clear. Is this the bridge you actually wanted me to be talking about? Because if it's not, we need to go find the correct bridge. See what we understand here. And try and not fall off the edge of the world. You know, a classic. And we are down here. Okay. Also, is everyone still with me? Like, all the chat just, like, completely stopped. Is everyone still with me? Think of the huge stone bridge from the background of that one shot? Alright. Chat is still alive. Great. I was worried for a moment. God, I don't even know where the one in the transition is, Stefan. I honestly don't. But let's talk generally, I guess, bridges of Elden Ring. Few things stand out to me about the bridge. Right. With any of these bridges, they're actually in many ways very similar. The thing that stands out to me first is that Saint's Bridge. Let's see if I can actually locate it. Because there's not that many big places. It might be this one up here, up by the Divine Tower. The one till I earn the Limgrave Tower Bridge? Well, heck, yeah. Let's hit that Saints Bridge spot then. While we are thinking and trying to avoid combat. It's not there. But it is up. Right, this is gonna be a better one for us to talk about anyway, because it is fancier and shows more things. But yeah, broadly speaking, all of these are actually going to be very similar structurally, because what's going on here is that they all are very late medieval bridges. Because for most of the Middle Ages, right, bridges are made out of stone. Or, sorry, made out of wood. You know, the material that's actually available. Boo. That does not actually help me to get around and up here. Maybe we'll go here instead. Right. So, bridge construction in the Middle Ages is super cool because we've got a whole bunch of strategies that people use to make these bridges, and they're actually all very dramatic and very skillful. Should be up this way, shouldn't it? Like northish? Yeah. As we get attacked by these guys again. I'm not gonna be able to make up there. Boo. Boo. And that is so busted you can't see a dang thing. Why does it have to be rainy when I'm trying to look around at pretty things? Like, honestly. Who designed this? Who came up with this idea that it wants to be rainy right now? Don't suppose I can just wait, if I just wait till different times? Am I gonna be able to... Because this is Stormhill, get it? Yeah, I don't like that. It makes it unnecessarily difficult. It makes it unnecessarily difficult. Oh well, we can still kind of see it. But yeah, the same principle here is actually still going to apply. Right, anytime we've got something crossing water, if you're building out of stone in order to construct this, it's actually a ridiculous amount of effort. So, we should be all set to do this. You can kind of see the details here. It's going to be working in much the same way, but underwater. So what you'd actually do is you'd build a palisade around this that sticks above water level. And, basically, right, you sink all those pillars in, and that creates a space from which you can empty out the water. And then you do that using hand or animal-powered cranes. You're going to sink them all the way down to the riverbed, completely drain it, and then sink these foundational stones in. And you can see, actually, there's some nice bit of construction right here. So, let's go back over to the design dock for construction. They have to sink foundation stones into ground support with rubble. You can actually see that in the foundations down at the end here. You can see where the stone is buttressed up against that. For the most part, and you can see it again there where it's actually right buried into the stone outcropping. It's not all just random stones that have fallen off, though there are plenty of those. You're actually seeing them built into the ground, and then with stuff piled up around them. Okay. In water, have to drain out part of river by building a palisade and then draining it. This is a style that gets really popular in the 14th century. So say Charles Bridge in Prague. Let's pull that up. And you can actually see some of the reference, right, that this pulls, that the game is pulling from the bridge, right? You got this big giant gate, you've got these huge towers, with then the extra rails there. Switch over here so you can actually see it. Right? You can totally see the similarities structurally. Tower Bridge in London also fits the same vibe. But right, any of those options are going to be roughly similar. Because they're all built at about the same time using pretty similar techniques and all in a Gothic style. The big thing for the support of something like this, though, is width, right? This is actually one thing where the game makes an interesting choice, right? This bridge is not actually wider than, like, Charles Bridge, but it stands 3 times as tall. So, right, you can see this bridge does a really weird thing where it is taller than it is wide. If you look at a historical bridge, Charles Bridge, if you're going off the river surface level, is actually wider than it is tall. Right, you can see how wide these are and how quickly the arch starts. Obviously, it gets sunk down a big long ways into the bed of the river. But right, something you do for safety is that you focus on making things wide. This bridge dimensions are whack. Right? Too tall. This, I think, has two reasons, right? I think there's two reasons why this is absurdly tall. Reason one, it's fantasy, right? You make things impressive by making them tall. You could add a tiny bit of a reference here to also Roman aqueducts. Which are very much taller than they are wide, but they're just water. The other thing, though, is modern bridges are able to support a lot more. They can be taller. Right? Like, modern bridges made out of steel are way more durable than a stone bridge. As it turns out, steel is able to carry a lot of weight. And so we get this. But, since this is fantasy, right, classic part, and this is, I think, your ice-cold take. Medievalist fantasy draws on presently recognized visuals as much as it does big historical references. So, we think of a bridge. We're gonna, where are we? There we are. We're gonna think of the Golden Gate Bridge, or the Brooklyn Bridge, or one of these big giant suspension bridges dimension-wise, as often, if not more often, than we are going to look at this. Right? Even though this has the structure of a medieval bridge, and is lined with statues and tracery, well, you still say bridge. This is not the bridge you think of first. You think of the Golden Gate Bridge. And so this has the dimensions of the Golden Gate Bridge, with then a medievalist structure superimposed on it, which makes it very long and very goofy, but also incredibly dramatic and incredibly emotionally affective. So, like, that's not bad design. That's not ruining the history. Oh, sorry, chat. I realized I'm a moron, and did not click over to here while I was wiggling goofily. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. This part, right, look at how tall it is. It's the dimensions of the Brooklyn Bridge. And this big, long bridge. And so we think bridge, we think of a suspension bridge. And so they then create the dimensions of the suspension bridge and make it medieval. And that's not bad design. That's just, like, understanding what things we find resonant and what we imagine and building things off of that. Okay? Now. Right, it's obviously a big deal with this particular bridge that this bridge is broken. But here's the fun thing. Look at how many stones are missing. Now, I do not do math often. I make a habit of trying to avoid using math as much as possible. But there are probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of carved stones involved in the creation of this bridge. Not to mention these big, long pieces of pillar work. Where are they? Where is all of that stone? Now there's two things going on there, right? As we think about where might the stone be. Thing one, they just didn't model it, right? let's concede reality here and acknowledge that it is not worth the effort to model it at the best of times. But used to retrieve and reuse the stone. Used to. Not currently do. Regardless of why the bridge was destroyed, and it could be due to siege works or natural decay, people immediately after in the time immediately after the bridge was destroyed, salvaged the stone and reused this. This is obviously archaeologically super interesting. Super well attested historically, super interesting. 3, people are no longer doing that. Right, and you can always take this on a very technological level, right? They wanted to communicate the idea that this thing is busted and that there is all this stone left around, without actually having to model all of that, as they just model some stones. Some stones half buried in the ground. They fell from there, ground is built up around them, it's fine. Very cosmetic, very effective. But it's also something about the lore to assume that they are not doing that. Right? And to instead assume in-universe intention. But of course, the spicy take, you know? We got the cold take of that fantasy draws on the present. The spicy take is that technological limitations and in-lore explanations are not mutually contradictory, nor is one better than the other. Right? It's definitely more content, right? Vadividya gets more content if he assumes that nothing is a technological limitation, everything is intentional, every word, every animation, everything matters. But realistically, when we are doing archaeology and history in and of games, the fact that there are people who created this world and had to make decisions does matter. Right? And so an explanation around, you know, I guess let me write down the 2 explanations here and then we'll go through each of them. Right, explanation 1. Modeling all the rubble accurately would be too much labor and make navigation suck, and so instead they just threw a few pieces of rubble around to give it the idea of having remnants. Explanation 2. There used to be all this rubble, but inhabitants of the lands between salvaged most of it. As the land decays, this practice has stopped. Right, these are the 2 explanations. An out-of-universe likely one and an in-universe one. Obviously, this precludes this. Right? Literally, if they did this, this does not actually make a whole lot of sense. They can both exist simultaneously within the fiction, right? That's what suspension of disbelief is for. But my point is, and this is the part that may be controversial, is that even if you are not suspending disbelief, you do not need to pick one or the other as the correct answer. It all depends on what questions you're asking. Right? So, this explanation is super useful if we are thinking about how historical games construct immersivity. Right? What makes a place feel lived in, feel like it has a past, and thereby be compelling to the audience who steps into it temporarily. To that end, clearly, having giant piles of rubble is not necessary to do that. You just have ideas of it being collapsed, and most people won't notice, or if they see that, like, hey, look, there's some rocks here that came from up top, that's cool. Explanation 2 is much more useful if you're thinking about doing history within the game, and interpreting the events of the game within real-world practices. Because then, if they are stealing all of this, then we can connect that to practices in the post-Roman Europe. And this massive project of reuse of Roman stone and Roman tiling, and sometimes even like Roman mosaics into medieval buildings. And so we can connect that to real practice and look at the implications of what this means for the rate of decay in the lands between, and affect, how do we imagine these people's relationship with monumentary architecture, and by extension, imagine our own relationship with monumentary architecture. Because we might go, wait, hey, we want to preserve this thing, we want to restore it, right? We think this bridge ought to be intact and be gorgeous and be cool. But the stone's gone, right? The original material no longer exists. So, what are we left, if we want to do restoration work on it, or repair work on it, what's left? How do we actually do that? Right, and what ethical decisions, what practical decisions, what ethical decisions affect us when we are making choices about what do we do with fixing this? And like, the thing is, you can't fix this because it's a game. This is not part of the game's mechanics to let you fix this. That makes it an incredibly low-stakes thought experiment to examine our own ideas of what ruination does and what ruination is desirable. And so that makes this bridge really, really darn cool. I believe that has been the design diatribe with an ice cold take and a spicy take worked in for good measure. Are we satisfied, chat? Because I'm reasonably satisfied with that. Fantastic. Now let's take a look here and see if we can actually find our Herald boy. Where are you? Herald. Herald. Oh, also, we can stop the music now. Goodbye, music. Let's stick strictly Gregorian chanting now. What even is... I assume he's probably in the castle space. It's a walking mausoleum? I think it's a mausoleum.
At last, the war festival
God,
has ended.
I love
Brave
his...
champion, you have our gratitude. The celebration was spectacular.
I love his outfit.
General Radahn is surely
God.
pleased. Festering with rot and crippled by madness, all he wanted was an honorable death. Finally, my work is done. I'm no longer bound to this fortress. I have a task in mind. Old business, you could say. You wouldn't understand. May we meet again, if the fates deign it. Brave champion.
I mean, Excellent. We reload the area, and then we have work to do. More doors, more enemies, more shenanigans. Hey look, there's a boss right there. And all the Gregorian chanting is done. Sad. So close. That's okay. I'm pretty sure it's Gregorian. Right, firstly, this dude, I think is Gregorian because Gregorian is much better known than Ambrosian. And, when in doubt, especially with this game, don't assume, like, weird deep cuts. Because I haven't seen a lot of evidence to suggest that they are actually taking those weird deep cuts. Oh, heck. What the heck? Mash, 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 mash. Thank you. If you double nommed me, I was gonna be very mad. Don't know if I survived this. I do survive this. Incredible. Well, I hate this place. I hate this place and everyone in it. Yes, they're called abductor versions because apparently Iron Maiden was simply too much or too generic. Too well known. Another wet blade. Interesting. I don't actually know what that'll do for me, but I'll take it anyway. And now we are up on the upper level of Redmane Castle. Which is great. I'm sure I won't have any bad news in it at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Oh great, there's two people in here. Heck. I'm fine. This is fine. I'm still fine. Lets you change your weapon's affinity to fire or flame art when you add an Ash of War. Well, that's actually really cool. It's actually extremely cool. No? Nothing there? Okay. God, you know, this place is sad without the Gregorian chanting. It's so much worse. Rolled. Absolutely dominated. And guess what? I got a bow for you. Yoink! Good job, team. Great work, great work. Are you gonna actually pathfind your way up to me, or are you just gonna, like, pathfind your way to underneath me? Because it would be very funny if he pathfinded his way to underneath me, and then got stuck. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Is the sword and shield bunting around the castle related to the practice of hanging up the shields of tournament competitors to announce their presence? I think that's a very plausible read on it, Agalias. I don't think that's the only explanation. As a matter of fact, let's take a look, see if we can't locate some of that, and take a look at it. Because when in doubt, I would usually assume that these are less related to medieval practice and more associated with like early modern and modern practices that like appropriate medieval shields. Like, oh yeah. Right, here's the thing that has, like, an idea of a shield attached to it. And go, yeah, here's an idea of a shield. He was having a rough day. Yeah. In this particular case, I think it's hard to say because, you know, how the heck are you supposed to actually, you know, explain this? So I would perhaps default to saying, hey, this is maybe just like an in-universe thing. Not one that we need to read super deep into. But yeah, I don't know. You could definitely make reads of it either way. Can't see anything, Eva. Everything's fine. Eva and your friend, Eva. Wonder if I could lure one of them, but not both of them. Any sort of reliability. Even with Loretta's Grape Grow, I don't think this is reliable. Heck, I am out of oomph, aren't I? That's the wondrous physics check. I'm completely out of heals, so I'm super dead, but that's fine. Huh? Damn it. Unlucky. I admit I am not exactly having any fun with these lions, but... we're gonna see what we can do, right? Boom. Hey, tagged you. Let's go. Ow. Well. Alright. We aren't out of cheese yet. We just need to equip the stage 2 cheese. Right, we're definitely not doing great. But come on. We got so much more cheese available. Okay. Well, we may have run out of cheese, chat. We may have run out of cheese just a little bit. not? Alright, well, if you're gonna keep doing that, I'm just gonna, like, leave. Okay? Also, I don't know where this goes. So now, here's the question. Yeah. This is the way. Oh, come on. I did quick step up. Okay, I definitely quick stepped too early on that. That's fine, though. Wow, we are 3 for 3 on hitting way too early. Four for 4. 4 for 4 on hitting too early. 4 for 4 on dodging that dive way too soon, but that's okay. That's okay. We have seen a lot cool here. We're making good progress. And I don't care, because we're still doing fine. Nice, happy, healthy, in our way. This great bow is incredibly fun, by the way. Just so we're clear. Don't tell me those are both gonna miss, because you're so bad. Okay. Oh, heck. Got it. Got it. Easy. And these don't respawn, chat. That's what made me so not worried about this. Because I can just not worry about it. It's just not my... Ow. not my issue that I only killed one of them, because they don't respawn. God, we look so good. I love our hat. Our hat is goofy in the good way. It's goofy in the way that all medieval things should be a bit goofy. Because we just all collectively, objectively acknowledge that most of this whole outfit was, dumb. Like, most medieval fashion is just objectively bad. But who cares? Right? Hey, get over here. I want those heals. Thank you. Right? So, it's always nice to see fantasy that understands the fact that it's okay that medieval fashion is bad. Or if not bad, at least extremely silly. And this hat does that masterfully. Right, not all things in Elden Ring understand the fact that it is mostly silly. But this one thing, at least, very much understands that it is okay, that it is all extremely goofy. Are there any of those impractically pointy shoes to go in-game to go with the goofy pointy hat? I hope so. I doubt there are, but I really hope there are. Now, who wants to bet that this goes somewhere bad? Chat, what do you think the odds are that I do not want to go through here? We are, after all able to easily get to the boss. It doesn't hurt us in any way to do this. Okay, it hurts us in some ways to do this. Oh, this was just where we came in from. Well, that's sad. That's completely sad. But that's okay. Let us level up twice? Once. We can only level up once right now. Let's level up our one time. Do love having more health. And we shall see who's Rogier shoots. Oh, I see. Okay, nice roll there. Good stuff. I mean, good juggle, y'all. Good juggle. Good job. Whew. That's fine. That's not a problem. Don't have... Okay, flask charges. Probably do that right now. I don't think there's a third surprise, but no, this has the vibe of... Very much has the vibe of... We fight what? Boom. That's what I was afraid of. Yep, that was done with me. That's fine. This is all fine. This is very recoverable. Maybe not. That's okay. If I can kill one of them, I can kill both of them. I'll be honest, right, if I can kill the Misbegotten Warrior, I should be able to kill both of them without too much of a hassle. The important thing, though, is that, input-based design is garbage, and I don't enjoy it. Yep, that was done on me. That's alright. Cool. Big fan of getting stuck in corners. Big fan of getting stuck in corners there. What part of the strat am I missing here? So, I mean, I can see two options here that seem about equally viable that I'm not doing. Option one is... Summoning Ashes. Summoning Ashes are a strat. Parrying is also not a bad shout. It's not a thing I really do, because, you know, my build is not conducive to good parries. Hell. again. That was make the, like, 5th time. I've gotten trolled by selecting the wrong... Wait, did my friend die? Did my friend already die? Cool. What the heck was that rage? What the heck is that rage? Okay. The idea is still sound. I just need to not accidentally drink 3 times. Or drink the wrong flask 3 times. A thing too it looks like I need to do is that this game, I think I'm noticing with this game is that it really punishes, dodging backwards. What the heck is that range? That was not the button I wanted to hit. He hit so hard! And I swear I was out of range. I ranged some of those. I seriously swear I outranged some of those. But it just doesn't believe in actually giving you space. Wait, did all of those miss because he's standing at range? Cool. I love being in a corner. And that's what I was afraid of. Again, can you I swear they have like a weird hitbox extender. I swear I am not getting hit by those swords. I am not getting hit by some of these swords. The game is lying when it says I'm getting hit by those swords. going to switch up our strat completely now? Alright, I've got a probably bad idea, chat. We're gonna switch up our style basically completely. And we're gonna go both blades. Throw on a shield. Preferably a parrying shield if I've got one, but we'll take what we've got. And then we're going to sit down. And we're going to memorize another spell. Just one more. Gonna be Frozen Armament. Oh, that's... That's not... That's better, but that's not better, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, chat? That was simultaneously way better and also kinda worse. Are hand claws actually a thing in the history of Anywhere? I think so. I think, right, it doesn't make sense to read these ones as much other than Wolverine references. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. I need to not... I need to not do that. That is the one thing I cannot be affording to do right now. rolled through that. That's fine. Oh, nice extender. Cool. Love that for me. Okay, so that idea is good. That idea is going great. I need a different weapon. That's my thought. That's my thought. I can't use Moonveil. I don't have the dex for it. Heck. That's fine. What am I what options are actually going to be good for me here? Claymore, no, no. Because the thought is, basically, I could, if I popped a rune arc, I could. Oh, that's smart. Because right now I have plenty, so if I use this, activates everything. Also, this is just a lot more stats across the board. That's just a lot more stats, which is good for me. It makes me more durable. But right, the idea is that I can frozen armament this. And we're just gonna DPS check this guy. If he would just get the heck over here. What the heck? That missed too? Get over here so I can kill you. See how this went for me. Glad I had all those extra stats. He just like didn't walk towards me. Literally I lost because for the entire time where I can just bully the one guy on his own, he just forgot to walk towards me. You know how embarrassing that is? The thing is, right, if he doesn't walk towards me, I end up in trouble. Nice hit. Damn it. Hello, heal? Alright, that's too close. Hell, I need to run. I need to run before I do that. What? What do you mean? I rolled through that. I hard disagree. I rolled through that too. I disagree on all of these. I rolled! I was so close. Alright, but this... No, this works great. This strat is absolutely going to work. As long as, you know, who's-his-face cooperates. The problem is that I have a literally hard limited number of tries at this. And I should get it on this one. I think I'll get it on this one. If they don't, like, troll me. If they don't troll me really hard again, I should be okay to get this one. Yeah, see, this. This is the thing you are not allowed to do. Too slow. That was extremely bad. That's alright, should be able to heal. Heck. the thing I cannot have happen. I need to not immediately try and heal. I think that's all it can be, because I need to try and not immediately heal when I get into a trouble like that. Ooh, that's... Again, I totally rolled. That's fine. Roll too soon. Roll through that. That's fine. There's no heals left, so this is just, can I do it or not? I don't know how to use the Moonveil skill effectively, Peter, right? I mean, yes, I know Moonveil skill is good, but if I'm just gonna end up standing there awkwardly while he runs me down? Like, that's not actually a viable strat. I know, and the issue is that, right, I'm actually using all of my resources as I've got them allocated right now. So, it's not like that's, it's not like I've got lots and lots of space. I should just use Great Glintstone Shard here. That does more damage. And when your key stands still like that, it's a great time to use it. Ow! I was sure I had rolled on time for that. That's weird. Oh well. Oh come on, I was in the roll animation on that one. Should have plenty of time to deal off that. Let me heal off. Come back into the Centipedes. Thank you. I ruled! What are you talking about, game? I'll trade that. I'll trade that every time. Every time I'll take that. Anyway, so those nights are fun, right? I mean, as much as I complain about the fights, that is just how I play this game. Oh, is this super dumb? Is this the dumbest dumb? Oh, please. Oh, please let me enjoy it. Beautiful. That is a ceiling tile, or not even, that is a wall tile. That is a wall tile. Now, you said that there was one other weapon in here? Literally just a piece of building. I mean, if you want to kill someone deadly, I guess that's a way to do it. Where is this other weapon that I want? Because I am uncertain that I believe you. I mean, what could be better than a piece of rubble and a greatsword? What could I want more than that? Southeast corner of the castle on the ramparts. Understood. If only I had a strong sense of how to get up to the ramparts. This is looking promising. This goes up. This goes to ramparts. That's in the southeast. Oh. Well, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Sanctuary Stone. Flamberge. You're right, I did want that. How kind of you to notice. Now let's leave, before anything else bad happens to us. Before anything else bad happens to us, why don't we get into Nokron to end up this game? Or to end off today's stream? Oh. I guess it's there. The giant hole in the ground would seem to me to suggest that this is where I am trying to get to. Exactly. I was like, no, where is it? And I was like, oh, there is it. Well, I guess that makes that easy. Blythe. I'm not gonna miss our meeting this time. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be loads of fun. I promise. Here. Fair enough. There. Now, the eternal thing, what makes this, for lack of a better word, right, the thing going into Nokron, the thing I'm most excited to see, is what makes this look different, from, the rest of the lands between. Because this is supposed to be older, right? Certainly different, but also older. And to that end, First Blush, I'm actually not seeing a whole lot, right? We have like pseudo-Romanesque instead of pseudo-Gothic, in the fact that it is less tall, more rounded, and a little bit heavier, right? The whole setting immediately feels just a little bit heavier for that. It doesn't feel a ton heavier. It doesn't feel all that different. It just... okay. Never mind, I'll take that back. It feels significantly heavier now that the light has changed. There's a lot less light in here. But other than that, it is not looking all that different. But here we are. Welcome to Ulasil. I hope you enjoy your stay. Here in Ulasil, we take the Anor Londo approach of thinking with portals. God, that's so terrifying. Ugh, I hate that. Oh great, black sludge. That's what I wanted. Ow. Hell. The sludge shoots things at me. Ow. The sludge shoots me. You see a few Norman question mark churches in the tumble buildings? Yeah, I can see that. Oh, the carrion slicer is going to tear them up, isn't it? Oh, that's going to tear them up. Oh good, and a rune arc to replace the ones we foolishly threw away. Whee! Right, architectural history is not my strong suit. I will reiterate that for the manyth time. For how much I do visual stuff in games, I actually don't... I do literature. Right, I first and foremost do literature. Ow. I need to not stand still because they do aggro onto me from a distance. Luckily they don't hurt too bad, so as long as they don't knock me off. What the heck? What was that aggro? Don't be like this. Don't even be like that. I don't care enough to, like... tell you to not. Okay, now we're getting a good look at some of these, and actually, right, you can definitely see the difference. You can definitely see the difference here in Nocron. Firstly, just even the rounding, the fact that things are more squared off in the floor design and more rounded in the window design, already does do a significant change. But the other thing that I think is notable, even though they've got they've got traceries. They've got freaking, like, pseudo-gothic traceries in here, because of course we do. But the other thing that I'm seeing that's super cool and makes it feel super different is the use of color. Look at the top of this building, even though it's fallen over and is, you know, sideways. You've got that blue tiling and that, like, bronze pattern there. And then on this one, we've got all of these pattern things within the faces on the top. Right? They're doing some nice architectural work here in ways that are not really identifiable or simply cognate with any one-to-one historical reference. They are still doing a lot of things that suggest a very different architectural milieu, and that is good. That is as it should be. Like, look at that. That is a totally different vibe. That is a completely different vibe. It's honestly a vibe I like more. I hate to say it. This may be controversial. But I kinda like it more. Well, we've got the Great Bow. Goodbye. 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 And that's why we have all this heal stuff, right? So that we can use it freely and with abandon. Heck, they've got bows too. Oh no, this is terrible news. Du-kissed Herba. They also seem to be suffering from a rather egregious case of insufficient face. So, you know, there's that. There's that. Of course, these guys have ice fire, because that's not a contradiction at all. It makes perfect sense to me. Alright, well. That's what Grace is for. I like you. I like this. Italian? Yeah. Yeah, I see it. No, I totally see it. Very... I can't decide if I think it's more very early or if it's very late. But it's definitely one of those two. But, right, Florentine... Yeah, Northern Italian, like, extremely... almost Baroque? Almost Baroque. Gosh. Chat, those of you who have been around for a while know that I am friends with Overly Sarcastic Productions, and we are going to, at some point, drag one or both of them through here and just do like an architectural tour, because we can. Because I have that power, just to get their reactions to the whole vibe. The oh so important thing here is that it is all in the vibe of the place. And, God, they're doing something, I mean, honestly, wait, so much of this is just the palette, right? It's not the architecture, it's not the coloration, it's not anything of that. Literally everything about this that is spooky is a result of, like, frickin'... Ow. They have a sword now, too. Luckily these guys don't actually hit that hard, so, ow. I say that immediately while getting rolled. I don't think I want to take a sword to the hit. Ow. That's frostbite, that's bad. I said that while getting rolled. Yay. Happy frostbite to me. Ah, we're good. Or maybe good? I feel like we're not quite good yet. Spirit Flame Arrows. That's something. This is where it came in from, right? Yeah. Good lord, it's so pretty. But, the thing I would, Oh, he's already seen the domes, Peter. You just didn't get to see his reaction to the domes, because I showed them to him, you know, someone else. That's the thing I have the power to do. And I intend to abuse that power graciously. You're fine, don't tell. There we go. But yes, I do have hopes at some point that I will get that to happen. I don't know whether that'll be on my channel or theirs, but you know, it'll be one of ours. Anyway, the thing that is so cool about this is that so much of it is, of the spookiness, is nothing to do with the place. Has nothing to do with any of the identifiable structures. It has everything to do with this purple color palette. Everything in the world to do with this spooky purple color palette. Hell. We're good. Also, the aliens. The deceased people and or aliens that we are facing here. Right, I mean, the purple already strongly suggests space, as, you know, the stars. Okay, dead people. Oh, they're like Curse of the... or not Curse of the Body Snatchers. What is the Martians? Hack. They're Akaks. But it is all I shall consider that they are. The husk of a slave company that was... oh. Well, that's depressing. No, I hate that. No, Peter. You didn't have to say that. That's depressing for more than just the obvious reason of, oh, sad. You know. Because it is sad in the very classic sense of, well, literally something tragic. But... the, other half to that is that it's a lazy appropriation of, you know, the humanity of enslaved peoples. In fact, an explicit denial of that humanity because they are undead. Right, they are the most cannon fodder, and just because, right, a society may be able to treat them that way, but the story's narrative should not treat enslaved people that way. No. As one of my big bugbears, stories that involve enslaved populations cannot use them as just dressing. Two little fallen hawks who prowl the underground rivers. When the band's last embers were used up in the long search, they began to burn the bones of their fellows, firing the cold ghost flame, sealing their fate as dwellers of the underground for all eternity. See, like, that's the Fallen Hawks being like a merc company that did that, has its own set of experiences and historical references that can draw on. It doesn't have to be a company of enslaved people. Right, just like on principle. I don't care if they're like, Janissary style-ish, warriors who face enslavement? Or enslaved military? No. It's not, in my opinion, it's strictly unnecessary. Symbology suggests that they were employed by the Volcano Manor. Yay. Well, luckily I believe the Volcano Manor is actually required. Right? If I remember correctly, Volcano Manor is both annoying to locate and technically required. Hey, if you're gonna stand here, I'm gonna kill you. Oh. Huh. I don't like his shuttle. Wait, is that more like a whip sword? Wait, that's a whip sword. Let's go. Let's go whip sword. I mean, yes, it looked like a shuttle when I was doing nothing with it. But then it turned whip sword. Okay. It's totally optional. Well, that's exciting. We'll pop in there probably brief. Oh god, it's pretty. Chad, I have terrible news. It's pretty. And, Agalias, I am confirming I'm also... Oh. Yeah, those Italian vibes? I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is I agree. The bad news is that I agree. And you thought... Honestly. You thought that I was going to get dropped on by Black Sludge. Underground space forts. Well, gotta get the ordering right. But also, yeah, that's literally just the Parthenon. Is that where Lord Mog is? Is that where Mog is? Yay! Who's ready to die to one more boss before we call it a stream? Oh good. I don't even need to... Whoa. Okay. Chill. We're chill, right? Blythe? Blythe, I haven't seen you this whole time. If you're not chill, I'm going to be sad. What's striking me as weird about this? Something is making me go whoa about this. I think it's the Corinthian columns. Firstly, they're top-heavy. Those are not super well-made columns. But second... It's in a church building, but something's funky about it. Darklink. Fisticuffs. Fisticuffs, I believe. Darklink. God, excellent. Top 10, 10 out of 10, no notes. By the way, Barry Mike, I actually appreciate that spoiler. Like, obviously this makes this fight, somewhere between a joke and a complete joke. But I appreciate that spoiler because literally what are we actually going to earn? What benefit do we gain from me dying to that once for the memes? And then I roll up second time and go like, you know, what if I just gave myself a shitty weapon set and then we quick swapped? You just saved me, an arbitrary death. So, appreciate it. Whew. Well, like, honestly, I don't have anything to say. That is a time-honored, you know, shonen video game something or other tradition of fighting a mimic of yourself. Usually it has like symbolic or thematic relevance, I'll be honest, right? Usually it has a little more relevance to the themes and character development of the whole thing. Just a thought. But this one doesn't, and so we won't worry about this. And, yeah. Hey, we can use our horsey again. Oh, that's an Ash of War. Hell. What is your problem? Oh, that's just a smithing stone. Well, I'll take that too. I like both of those things. It seems like they originally planned to have that at the end of a questline. Well, that makes more sense. Doesn't that make more sense? And after a questline, there's been some development, some something or other, you find out, and then you fight yourself. And the idea is that you beat yourself at full power and not cheese it. Notice I think that fight also works better when it is not able to incredibly cheese it. Are there underground hawks? Yeah. Storm hawks. There's also a deer. Apparently lots of things just got lost. And then the mirror match. Exactly. Definitely would be better if it was not cheesable. Because turns out cheesable is, broadly speaking, bad for business. That may be overstating it a little bit, but only a little bit. Right, you generally don't want things to be... No. No. That's not what it looks like, right? wasn't what it looked like, right? Well, of course, I wasn't worried about the shaman. I mean, I am worried about the shaman, but I wasn't worried about the shaman. I was worried about the obelisk. Maybe also the screaming? I don't know. I'm ambivalent on the screaming. Who do I talk to first? Do I talk to... I'm screaming? First? Yeah, I guess we'll talk to you. I can always work my way underneath here. See? What's up with the screaming? Lord of Blood, your eminence. I beg you grant me a seat at the table of the dynasty. Long live the Mogwin dynasty. More Welsh. More Welsh. Okay, yeah, the farther this direction we get, the more Roman this looks. Actually, the more Greek this looks, but... Alright, shamans, or herdsmen. Herdsmen, I have bad news for you. Wow, chill. Alright? I was only trying to murder you. What are you doing? Like, honestly. I was merely murdering you. Why are you gonna be like that? What's the policy on story spoilers? Since there's a lot of people in here who have not seen it, do try and keep them, at least, I don't mind them if they're in some way important or relevant, but if you're just aligning on a thing that we can go like, hey, you know, one of the demigods is over there, right, that level of spoilers is fine. More than that's probably an issue. Alright, what's the language? Is the language identifiable? The language is fake runes. Language is fake runes. Why is there... Why is... What's... Why is there a... why is there a Steely with cuneiform on it? Because that is what you should read this as. With fucking... like... later medieval church imagery on it. Like... huh? That's not the right... I mean, I assume these are lore-relevant drawings that are made to look weathered, but, like, this isn't the drawing for the... or this isn't the right styling for... that. My point is, most simply, that's not the... if your goal is, at any point, to be, you know, relevant, and consistent with your references, this is going out the window. There was a thorn in there, Goliath, so it is incredibly pixely, runes. And there's a... heck, nope. Skip. What do you mean thin beast bones for my efforts? What do you mean thin beast bones for my efforts? I wanted your horns. Oh, heck. That was nearly going to be really awkward. I've got a better strat? I've got a better strat. Agala is, more importantly, right, it's less that I'm the expert and you're not, and more that I have this on a 28-inch monitor, and you don't. It's... Okay, but I like the singing though. Do I have to kill it? I like the music. It certainly is an improvement to whatever the heck this is. To whatever the heck this is. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh well. Not even close. There we go. So close. Trying to get you in front. This would be where I also like appreciate having quick wins on a shard, just as that interrupt, but that's okay. Time to kill a religious leader. Exactly. We did so admirably. She is exactly what we would expect. Honestly, there's no surprising things there. It is exactly what we would expect from D&D's. There's one of those down here too? Who approved this? Who approved this whole gig? Like, honestly. I hear another one. Where is other one? There's a lot of bats there too. Heck. Nice spear. Nice scoop. Good scoop. Did you drop something? You did not drop something. Hypothesis on ancestral nomads, possibly as pastoral nomads by substances established by following the routes established by ancestors? Entirely possible. Oh, that's just a genuine Mysterio. Oh, that's worse. Heck, I was afraid that would happen. Let's try this again. This time with more, home. Alright, let's actually look at her outfit a bit more, I guess. The baby deer skull is a choice. I think it's deer. It looks like it's deer. It has little antlery bits. Furs, bindings, whatever. No weapon to speak of, but can cast magic poison mist. Ghost flame, I guess. Is wearing a headdress made of antlers with little magically ghost flame bits in it. And drop that headband for us. How cool of you. And was singing to and or protecting and or worshipping and or sacrificing a ginormous deer. Unclear what combination of those it is intended to be, what multiples of those it may be. Hi jellyfish, don't get mad at me, okay? Hey friend. Bye. You know, I wasn't expecting Nokron or Nokron to be so big. I'll be perfectly honest, I was not at all expecting Nokron to be this big. It's really hard to capture what's all going on here because there is a lot. Oh heck. And I do mean a lot. Like, what's this? Why are there, like, little roof bits? Down here. Am I supposed to jump over this? I mean, I can. I have the power. Is there something, if I navigate this correctly, does this actually go somewhere? Heck. Or do I fall to my death? Hollow horns. Worshipping. worshipping. Apparently there's a Stake of America nearby, though? What? What do you mean this was nearby? Was I not as far forward as I thought I was? I thought I was way over there. I totally am over there. Well, I guess that was within sight, sort of. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting, ain't it? Got the cast off. That's all that matters, is that I got the cast off. Stop standing in the way. Stop standing in the way, see? Standing in the way is bad. Standing in the way gets you dead. Oh. Well, hello. Well, goodbye. What a combo. What a combo. What a good set of combos y'all did. So this is the lower level here, right? Just for a little bit, running around with the other with the shiny horned headband. Yeah, I vibe with that. Means I can't use the Grapo anymore, but I still vibe with that. It's a good look. I won't even lie. It's a pretty good look. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of religious stuff to talk about here. Like, holy moly. I may try and get someone on. We'll see who's around. We'll see who's, like, in town. But we may need some assistance here to help interpret this. Alright, chat. I have to be able to make one jump in order to not lose all my souls. Who's ready? Yay! Like, real talk. Does running around up here do anything? Heck. Nah. Dang it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Torrent. Thank you so much. So much. Well, I think Torrent betraying us is a great place for us to call off the stream. What an odd place. What an odd place this is. I'll be honest. There's a lot to think about with Nocron, and I don't entirely know how to go about processing it all. Oh god, there's an even, like, down there that I could drop to? That'll... Good lord. There's so much to this area. I don't understand it. Oh well. If you all did enjoy this, do make sure you follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Big thanks to our patrons over here who make this all possible. If you want to join them, head over to patreon.com/LegalHistory. And you can sign up for as little as $2 a month. You can help make sure this project keeps going. We'll be back on Sunday with Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and then we'll continue the Forgotten City on Tuesday with Dr. Richard Cole. And then we'll be back with this time next week, and we'll see if we can't push through the rest of Nocron. Continue making good progress. Alright? This was good. This was good fun. Thank you everyone who came in, hung out, all that jazz. And until next time, have a good night. Bye.